Hey, what's up guys? Midnight Club Gamer here, and this is some Battlefield Bad Company 2. Going to be a pretty long commentary today, a little bit over 10 minutes, but that's all good. We've got a pretty good gameplay here. Going to be using the PKM with the Medic class. Get sprayed down there like a noob. Hello, good way to start off the game, but anyways. So, today I got some topics to talk about. Going to be talking about, is Magnum ammo really a necessary thing in Battlefield? Does it actually help you out? In my opinion, I think it's pointless, and I'll expand on that later on. Also, is the Medic class pointless in Squad Deathmatch? Pretty good topic to talk about, I thought, because obviously I'm using the Medic class right now, so, and a Squad Deathmatch. And the last thing we're going to talk about is how to use a tank effectively, because most people on Squad Deathmatch don't even touch a tank, or they just don't know how to use the tank at all. So, right now, I'm going to tell you how I use my strategy in a map on Arica Harbor on Squad Deathmatch here. And basically my strategy is, I run into buildings for about 30 seconds, you know, sit in there, look out windows, do the normal camping thing that usually people do all the time. But, you know, don't sit in there too long. You're going to get a couple kills, as you see I'm going to do here. I'm going to get a couple kills out the windows, off decks and stuff. Then I'm going to move over to the next building. And the reason for that is, once you kill people, they're not stupid. They'll come back and try to get a revenge kill. And if you move to the next building, you're obviously not going to be there when they come back. And you might even kill them again in the next building over when you see them running into the building that you were just in. So, you know, it's just a better tactic, and it keeps you out of the danger zone, in my opinion. And when you start camping in buildings and you kill a lot of people, after a while, the enemies aren't stupid. They'll start shooting 40 mils at you, and they'll start shooting rockets at you. And when that happens, well, you know, you're pretty much dead, or you know, you're going to have a real firefight on your hands, and it usually doesn't end up that well. So that's my strategy on the game here. You see here, I shoot one or two people, then I move on to the next building. In my opinion, when you kill one or two people in Squad Deathmatch camping on a building, you should move on to another spot, just because, you know, you don't want to be a camper, obviously. You know, but you don't want to be a camper, but you know, it's a better strategy, and you get a lot more kills when you move as well, because you know, when you kill a couple people in the same area, obviously you just killed them all off, so you're gonna be sitting there a while waiting for them to respawn. So it's better to move and find more people that are maybe camping or are running around trying to get to a camp spot. So, you know, basically, in my opinion, a lot of the people in Squad Deathmatch, in Battlefield now, you don't meet a lot of people in Squad Deathmatch now that aren't camping and that are actually just moving around. It's a very secretive game now. It's all about, you know, if you run out in front of a street, like right there, my friend Sim Racer just ran out in the street and got absolutely just sat the heck down by a AK-47 ACOG, and he's shooting at me right now as well. You know, there's just so many campers in the game now. You have to adapt your strategy to it, and you know, I've said I adapt your strategy to a lot of times in other videos. I know I have, but it's just so true. You just have to keep adapting your strategy. Like, you know, every month I find the gameplay on Battlefield changes. One month there'll just be an epic wave of shotgun usage and you know, medic class usage, and then that kind of dies off, and then it kind of goes back to sniping, camping, more protective play, and then it kind of goes around to, you know, people just don't really give a crap about what they're doing at all. They just run around shooting at each other with rockets and pistols, and that's a pretty good time. And you know, right now the strategy in Battlefields, it's kind of messed up, in my opinion. It's kind of camping, and it's kind of on the verge of not camping. It's a little bit weird. There's also shotgun usage, but not as bad as before. I remember a month ago on Battlefield, the usage of shotguns was absolutely horrendous. Like, there'd just be full squads of people using USAS Auto 12s in the recon class, and that was when I lost it. That was when I, you know, gave up on Battlefield. That was just ridiculous. But, you know, knock on wood, it's not bad now. Don't want to jinx it and, you know, go back and play around now and absolutely just get sat down by Horka Segas, but, you know, whatever. So after that, we're in a tank right now. May as well talk about how to use a tank effectively. And I like to switch to the outside view a lot in the tank. It gives you more range, and when you switch to the outside view, you can see all the way around your tank. And you know, I do that about like every 10 seconds, every 20 seconds. just check if there's anybody using C4 on me. As you see right there, that guy was putting C4 down. I caught him just in time. Actually, he actually had two C4s on my tank. But you know, quick thinking and quick target accusation took him down. But you know how to use a tank. Most people they'll sit in one position up like on a mountainside or a high point in the map over in the corner and just rip down on like the city. It's not really the way to do it. You don't rip at when you're using a tank. A lot of people aim their tanks at buildings and just like destroy every wall they can possibly see in sight, and that's really not how you do it. As you see here, I'm using the machine gun, and you wait until you see somebody. When you're in a tank, play it like you're actually just playing like you're on the ground. So don't just start ripping at every wall that you see just because you can and you have an explosive weapon and unlimited ammo. You have to wait, and when you see somebody, start shooting them up. It's just the best way to do it, in my opinion, because when you're shooting at the tank, when you start blowing out walls and stuff, it attracts the enemy to your position because you got this tank and you're just blowing down walls just for the heck of it. And also, you know, when you're shooting a tank, you put up a lot of dust and stuff, and it decreases your visibility if there's actually an enemy there and you can't even see them. And you know, it also affects the audio as well, because when you're shooting that tank, you can't hear footsteps, or when if somebody's laying down C4 on your tank, you can't hear that if you're shooting your tank off. So it's better to lay back and just wait until somebody's actually shooting you, or if you see somebody. So that's my opinion on the tank. Keep moving around. I'm kind of sitting here right now just because you know, it's a good position to be. So the next thing we're going to talk about is is Magnum ammo actually useful in any game, really. So you know, obviously right now on my new account here on Battlefield, I'm on level 3 right now, so I have like no weapons at all, and I have no perks at all. So you know, you'd think that'd be hard. A lot of people complain, "Oh, I got a new account now. I'm going to be really crappy. I'm at a disadvantage." Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but I went 35-8 this round. So you know, Magnum ammo, in my opinion, it's not really useful at all. Actually, it's just I find Magnum ammo is more of a mental game. You know, you're like, wow, I have Magnum ammo now. I'm gonna kill everybody. Any firefight that I use, which is not true at all. I mean, Magnum ammo increases your bullet damage by about 25%, and that's not a lot at all. That's like one more bullet in the body that will kill. It's really not a big point at all, especially when you're using a weapon that shoots about 600 bullets per minute. So I mean, it's pretty basically pointless in my opinion. I'd rather people use a different perk in that section. You know, some people use body armor. I don't really like when people use body armor, just because, you know, it takes like 50 million bullets to kill them. But body armor really doesn't do much as well. It just increases your health by 25%. So, you know, body armor as well isn't really that effective. I'd use something like extra ammo. I always like to use the extra ammo. Use that a lot. And actually, I think that's in the other perk, so it doesn't really outcount Magnum ammo at all. But if you use like if you use the assault class and use the perk that allows you to easier handling on the weapon, you know, I'd use that instead of Magnum ammo. It's really that doesn't really help you much either. Like, no perk on Battlefield really helps you out a lot, in my opinion. Like, you can run nothing at all and you'll still have an awesome game. The perks on Battlefield are more of a mental game, really. It's like, oh, I have Magnum ammo, I'm going to do better. And, you know, if you tell yourself you're going to do better, you're probably going to do better, in my opinion. It's like if you're playing a round of golf and you say, oh, I'm going to do crappy. Well, you're probably going to do pretty crappy if you're going to start off a round like that. So, you know, Magnum ammo, in my opinion, really doesn't help out that much. You know, I'm using the PKM here, and obviously I like the PKM a lot. It's the first meta gun you get, and it's actually a very powerful weapon, and it's pretty solid with the accuracy and stuff like that. Good rate of fire. It's a pretty solid weapon, and you know, it really doesn't need Magnum ammo at all. Obviously, if I had Magnum ammo, you know, I'm not saying that I wouldn't use Magnum ammo at all. I actually, like, if I could be using Magnum ammo right now, obviously I can't because I'm a low level. But if I could be using Magnum ammo right now, I probably would be. Just because, you know, it I will say it does help you a little bit, but I mean not by much. So question of the day, put down in the comments below on this video, do you think Magnum ammo helps out in your round, or does it not? So that'll be for me, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that gameplay and commentary there, and I'll be out with some more Battlefield later on, and talk to you guys soon.